What's up guys, Big D Rogue here, coming at you with my first Cinema 4D tutorial. This is going to be, I'm not sure how long this tutorial is going to be, but let me explain what we're doing up here. Today we're going to be looking at the Thrausi plugin. It's a pretty cool plugin, it's freaking awesome. It's a download plugin that you can get for free. Just look it up on YouTube or Google or whatever. And now, one thing just right off the bat is like everybody uses Thrausi in order to break like text, like motext, down into little bitty pieces and make it shatter. And I think that's really cool, but I've seen it done before, and it just kind of gets, I'm just like, boring, right? So we're gonna take that to a little bit to a new level. Not a higher level, but a different level. How about that? So just to get started, we've got Cinema 4D here. I am still using Cinema 4D R12, but this will work on R13. There's nothing on here that R13 can't do. So right off the bat, you're gonna start off with a floor. Uh, we're going to right click on the floor, and you either have two things you can do. You can either go to Dynamics Tags, Dynamics Body, which is what I have, or right click and go to MoGraph Tags, and then there's going to be a third little selection down here that I do not have. Also, another option is go to Simulation, Dynamics, Create Rigid Body. That'll be the same exact thing. Okay? So basically what all that does is makes this floor an actual floor. Like if something were to bounce off of it, you know, instead of it just going through the floor, it's going to actually bounce off the floor, and it's going to look pretty cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with a text. Change it to whatever font you want. I would suggest a font. Ooh, not that one. No, not that one either. Damn it. There, that one. I would suggest a font that is not like that has a flat bottom, or else it's gonna look kind of weird. In fact, I would make sure positively that it is a flat bottom, because else it's not. It's gonna work still, but it's gonna look like really funky. So I'm just gonna redo this as tutorial. Gonna center it. Whoa, what happened? Hello. Okie dokie, I'll take that. Oh wait, that's what happened. Chicka chicka. There we go. No, there we go. Okay. Tutorial. Middle. There we go. Put the depth. If you're gonna use this one's called Techno Hideo. You can download it on www.dafont.com. It's a really cool .com website. I would suggest going and looking at it. So we've got here tutorial. I'm gonna raise the horizontal spacing just for preference, just a little bit, and I'm gonna go put in a couple of fillet caps. I like to take it down just a notch, just like that. So we got this really cool looking text. Speaking of the floor, I'm just gonna add in the scenery here with the background. Right click. If you guys want to follow me along, this is a pretty cool thing to do. Cinema 4D tags, compositing, check compositing background, uncheck self-shadowing, and then we're gonna create a nice white texture for this. Uncheck specular. Go up to white, almost all white, not quite there. And that's that for that. That's that for that. That's weird. Add it to the floor, add it to the background, and you'll just get this basic. It doesn't look like there's a background, so you're like, why is it? You know, why would you do that? That's for the thing that I'm gonna add in later. You'll see. It's not too difficult. Now, basically the next thing we need to do is put in our colors for our text. So we're going to add in two new colors or materials. uncheck specular. Now you want to create two colors. One you want to be a dull, I would suggest gray. If not gray, then a dull blue. Um, I'm going to be doing a dark gray here, and we're going to add in a reflection, add in a Fresnel, go under texture and just click Fresnel, and bring the brightness down to 10% and the mix strength down to 15%. Okay, so that's our dull color. Our next color is going to be a bright, cool, or not even cool, you can do any kind of bright color, you know, yellow, red, green. I'm going to be doing my favorite aqua blue. I'm going to add in the same reflection, texture, Fresnel, 10%, 15%. Okay, actually we're not done with that one. Don't close out of that one yet. You're going to go to glow, you're going to check glow. You're going to go down here to outer strength and bring it down to zip, to nothing. And then the inner strength, you are going to take it down to about 70, I would actually, yeah, 70%. So, okay, we got this bright glowing sphere, and we've got a dull gray thing. So the first thing you want to do is you want to drag the bright one onto the text, and then you want to drag the dull one onto the text. And you may be asking me like, oh, why would you do that? Why would you just cover it up? Because when you add Thrausi, the Thrausi plugin, to the text, when it breaks down, there's going to be two different colors. There's going to be the outside color, and there's going to be the inside, you know, color that looks like it's been cut into, like a diamond almost been cut into, or a rock's been cut into or something. So what's next? We're going to now add in, and be sure you do that color step before you go any further, because if you don't do that, then you're just going to have to start all over basically. The next step is to add the plugin, I suppose. So we're going to go to Thrausi. Alright, here's where it's going to be a little bit different, because most people just say, alright, you know, change the pieces to however many you want, you know, 20, 40, 60, and then hit break now. Well, we're going to do a little bit more different. So keep it on random. Here's where you're going to go down here to these degrees down here. You're going to click 0, 0, 0. Okay? And then you're going to hit break now. And it should, since it's only two pieces, it's going to go real fast. Okay, and then once you're done with that, you can close out of the Thrausi plugin. Now, here's where mine's going to be a little bit different from yours if you did a different text. Okay, what Thrausi did here was it broke each letter down into its pieces. So, you know, normally the text is one piece, so you're only going to say you have a T here, you're only going to have one T. I have two T's because it's two different pieces. Okay, and then same with the U and the T again and the O. So you got to follow me along a little bit differently if you did a different text. Alright, so here's what happens when we just play it from the beginning. It all falls into two pieces. Shink shink. Looks like it's been cut in two. It's pretty cool, actually, if I do say so myself. Pretty badass. Okay, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to add a few more frames. I'm going to go ahead and go up to 300. 300 I find is about, I swear it's between 10 to 15 seconds. So it's pretty good for an intro. And let's see here. We're going to go ahead and what you want to do is you want to click the T or the starter letter that you start with. Shift to hold, then shift and click the other one, so you have the full letter selected. If you only have one letter, then all you have to do is click the first letter. The first letter is always going to be at the bottom, by the way. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to come down to these tags down here. You're going to Dynamics Body, click on Dynamics Body, and you have this thing that's just enabled. Okay, you're going to uncheck enabled, and hit Control on your keyboard, hold Control on your keyboard, and hit the red enabled button right to the left of it, the little circle. That's going to create a keyframe. If you guys don't know what keyframes are, then you need to go back and review the basics of Cinema 4D, because this is a little bit more advanced. So if you're falling behind, I'm sorry, but we got to keep going. So this is going to turn out to be like a 30-minute tutorial. So what you want to do is, I would suggest, if you were going to put it on 300 frames, I would come up to about 80, check enabled so it's on, and then control like that, and then click it so you create another keyframe. So what that does is, ignore all this. It waits until frame 80 in order to slice. Okay, and you don't really see it there because there's nothing knocking into it, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the next letter, click it, and do the same thing, uncheck, keyframe enabled, and then go to 80, but instead of 80, we're going to go to 81. Check, enabled. Okay? Now, back to the next one. I'm just going to fast forward through this part, so yeah, so you guys just follow, go ahead and do all of your letters just like that. You're going to do it one frame after the previous one. So it's going to be like, the T is going to be on frame 80, the U is going to be on frame 81, the next letter is going to be on 82, and go forward. I'm going to do this real quick and fast forward. Okay, guys, we're back. So I've got all all the letters, all the individual letters, to where they fall apart one frame, like exactly one frame. So this is how it looks. It's just going to be sitting there, and then shunk, it kind of slides across. No, we're going to replay this one more time. So it's shunk, you just see it like that. Just slice across, and all the pieces kind of fall down. It actually looks really, really cool in my opinion. Now, a friend of mine suggested that I create a throwing star, like a ninja throwing star, and then do it like all the way across, or like have the throwing star throw, spin, and cut through the tutorial. And I thought that would be really cool, and I'm probably going to do that later on in a couple of weeks or so, but it would just take way too long for me to do that in this tutorial. Actually, later on I might do like a speed art thing to where, I'll be doing it and it'll be going really fast. It'll be really cool, and then you'll just see the ending product of it. Shunk. But for now, if you guys know the basics of either After Effects or Sony Vegas or Adobe Premiere or whatever, you can put this whole scene into Sony Vegas and have it like, with the sound where when it's going along and then shink, you hear the shink sound and it cuts and all your bricks fall down and all that good stuff. It'll be really, really cool. So last thing, I'm going to show you a really quick, cool setup for a scenery, or the lighting actually. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a null object. A null object is basically a folder that you can put stuff in. So I'm going to put this as text. I need to learn how to spell. Grab all the text and put it in there, and then you can minimize it, so that's just, one whole folder, so it clears up all your room right here. I like doing that. I'm going to create another one, null object, scene slash lights. And this is, I'm going to add the background and the floor into here, and that's that. So, but we're going to keep that open for now because this is what we're going to do. I'm going to add the lights in, or the lighting actually. This is really cool. I learned this from a guy named Acres HD. If you've never heard of him, go check him out. He's got he's got two different channels. He's got Acres Tutorials and Acres HD, and he does a really, I mean, I've learned almost all of my Cinema 4D, Sony Vegas, and After Effects things from him. So, alright, last thing we're going to do, guys, we're going to add the lighting in. What we're going to do is we're going to make a plane, just a regular plane. We're going to scale it down a bit so it's longer than it is wider. And while you have, actually you don't have to have it. Once you've created the plane, just go up to MoGraph and click Cloner. And we're going to make the plane a child of the cloner. And what I mean by that is you're going to drag the plane into the cloner. Okay, click on the cloner, drag this up a bit so you can see it, and you're going to go down here to this little tab right here and click on Grid Array. There's 3 different counts down here. It's 3, 3, 3. We're going to drag the middle one down to 1, and preferably I would keep it at 3 and 3, but just for this I kind of want to try 4 and 3. Okay, and then drag these, separate these out. You can also do it down here by size meaning you can like move them away from each other. Okay, now I'm going to lift this up, way up here. Okay, so you got that. And then I'm going to create a sphere and drag it over here. Basically, we're making a lighted room. And then one more plane just from scratch, and we're going to move it over here so you got plenty of light. And you guys are probably thinking like, why are you creating planes and objects in order to create light? Oh, I'm going to show you that here in just a second. So, tutorial. Alright, back this up a little bit so I can see the whole thing. Alright, now, watch this. Create a new material. Turn off specular. I always turn off specular. Go up to luminance. Check luminance. Bring the brightness up to 200 and I'm just going to go to 60, 260. This is where you need to adjust because I don't even know like the right amount of brightness what you want, so I would suggest about 260. You can go up to 300, 400, whatever looks best on yours. Alright, go up to the either file, no, not file, yeah, screw it, render settings, which is this little button right here. Okay, I've already got mine on width 1280, height 720. If you guys don't know, that's the YouTube settings, HD settings. You save it wherever you want. If you don't know this, then just go look up some basics on Cinema 4D. Like I said again, format, I like to put mine on AVI. I've got to mess with the codec because my computer sucks. So you can just ignore that. Alright, so what I'm doing all this for is to tell you to add in 2 effects. There's a little effects tabs down here. Ambient occlusion, color correction. Normally you wouldn't, and you don't even have to mess with anything on here. Just for me, I want to do a contrast of about 10%, just a bare little bit of a contrast there. Okay, and what that has done, oh yeah, I completely forgot, we need to add the luminance to the lighting. So add it to the plane, the sphere, and the cloner, and I'm going to drag all of those into the scene and lighting tabs. So now we got these 2 little tabs, and we're going to render it. This, what happened? Hello, I messed up on something. Oh, color correction. Why the hell did I do color correction? I'm sorry guys, scratch that. Global illumination, and yeah, we still got that contrast going on. Global illumination and ambient occlusion, those are the 2, and then there we go. Okay, so what the global illumination and ambient occlusion combination does is it gives it these lights, it gives it the realistic shadow. You can go in to the lights and add in, you know, the shadow map soft and stuff and make it look like a shadow, but it looks fake. I'm sorry, but it does. The ambient occlusion and the global illumination add in a realistic lighting factor. It takes twice as long to do, but look how good it looks. Come on, that looks sexy. That looks awesome. Okay, so as well as you can see up here that it looks like there's a backdrop in a like a photo shoot, you know, where it just looks like there's a back to here, but there's not really. So it looks pretty realistic and cool if you ask me. Now I'm gonna go to where it slices, and I'm gonna show you. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna show you what the final product looks like, and then we're gonna be finished. And I will, at the end of this video, I will show you the final product after I've put it into Sony Vegas and added a bit of music to it and some effects. I use Sony Vegas, I don't use After Effects, unfortunately, and my computer does not run fast enough to support After Effects, but, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you guys think, what you want me to do next, and, do what you guys do best. I love you. Goodbye. Mwah.
It's like we've worked for 2 entire decades, developing something that gives each of us the ability and access to express ourselves.